Episode 244. You pray for or claim it, I'll work for it.
You're listening to the very best podcast in the world on health, wealth, and happiness. Please remember to leave a review and share with all your friends and family. And here is your host, Lars Hilser.
And we're closing a week on Thursday today, the very best podcast in the world, your only source in the universe for personal supremacy through health, wealth, and happiness. Now, before we get started, let's talk about the name of the episode and how it got there. There was an interesting meme up yesterday somewhere on one of these BS motivational groups. About this claim, touch this picture and you will receive infinite wealth next week, I swear, or something along those lines. And I find those pictures not only ridiculous, but misleading for a lot of people who are out there, who are desperate, who are clinging to every nail to change their life. And these images, these captions, these whatever you want to call them, lead to the false assumption with a lot of more gullible people who, ravage these boards and forums all day that, when they click it, they're going to be, rich all of a sudden next week or, whatever, 1 month from now or whatever the claim is. And I find that devastating because while I chuckle at them and, can make some sense of it, there are people in very, very, very desperate situations, which try to really, really, really change their life and have to change their life because they have no fucking food in the fridge. And here's the catch. The problem with that is that you're inevitably building these dreams for these people, and they're, hanging around on these boards all day, reading these motivational messages, of which there are hundreds, if not thousands, clicking on them and expecting that their life is going to change while they could be using that time that they spend clicking and, endlessly scrolling through these groups and forums and boards, to actually get some work done and to actually earn some money. Yeah, the immediate effect is not going to be that they're going to be millionaires or billionaires. God forbid if it were that easy. But the fact of the matter is that there was one picture which stood out quite a while ago, and it said something along the lines of, you pray for it. No, I work for it. You wish for it. And in the background was this gorgeous, several 100-meter yacht that was kind of like the representation of what you would get, when you actually work for something, right? And while that is misleading, it's more realistic, and that's why I kind of chose the two titles of these pictures and put them together into one. Okay, now that we have that covered, let's briefly get into the housekeeping bit. Item number one, as always, is sharing is caring, meaning that this and any other episode, please share it far and wide. Background being actually that, anytime you share it, you're giving someone out there the chance to improve their life without having their wallet ass raped by, some of my more or less competitive competitors who are, out there trying to make money off of the despair of other people. And that's why it's so important for you to get the stuff out there. Don't forget to, if there's someone that can directly benefit in your sphere of influence from one of the episodes in particular, make sure to share it with them through their private channels to give them a chance to also, maybe work on themselves a little bit on flaws or, shortcomings that you may have found, which they might not be aware of. Item number two in that context is that, as always, we're going to be, or I'm going to be more or less expressing my own views, yada, 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 blah, 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 and they don't represent blah, 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 blah. And item number three, remodeling mode. So the episodes are going to be shorter, more concise for the foreseeable future, because there's tons of stuff to do. And so I don't get to spend too much time in front of the microphone. Now that we have that covered, we're almost halfway into the 10-minute mark that I set myself, which we're going to probably break today. But I came across quite a few people who started complaining. There was this one picture which said, you're going to be wealthy this time next week. Claim it. And a lot of people were, claiming it with the thumbs up or whatever, and actually expecting to become wealthy, despite their superstition or whatever it was. They actually believed that something good would come out of that, right? That this would be a symbol of luck and so on and so forth. And they started really pissing at the person who posted it, justifiably so, because it's a freaking waste of time. Instead of putting up pictures like that, wouldn't it be better to give actual ideas, on how people could start a business, how they could move their life forward, as coincidentally, this podcast does. There were tons of non-financial advice in here on how to start a business, what you could do, what small steps you could make rather than going for the big tickets immediately, and that would have potentially even a similar monetary outcome, and so on and so forth. So, that being said, there's loads of stuff that can be done rather than scrolling through these pictures. And that's why I really created this episode, is just to post it under every one of these motivational pictures and give people a reality check. Who's going to have that yacht in the blue ocean first? You praying for it, or another person actually working for it? So in that sense, we're actually gonna stop right here. We're gonna cut it short today. Stevie is getting pissed off because there's people running outside around the house. And so we're gonna close it here. Keep that in mind when you scroll through these motivational groups, that no, praying is not gonna help. Claiming is not going to help. It's actually just going to be hard work that's going to get you out of the position that you're currently in if you want to change it. So in that sense, have a nice rest of your Thursday. If you've already had your rest of your Thursday, have a good night. We'll be in touch tomorrow, and we're going to talk about a totally new topic. Stay safe, people, and we'll be in touch soon for tomorrow's Friday's exercise. See ya. Bye-bye.